40% of deaths in societal collapse don't happen during the disaster itself. They happen in the aftermath. When the power grid fails, stores are emptied, and help isn't coming, would you know what to do in the first 72 hours? The decisions you make could mean the difference between survival and becoming a statistic. In this video, we're breaking down the 5 phases of societal collapse, the deadliest mistakes people make, and what separates survivors from victims. You'll learn the gray man protocol for the first 72 hours, how to navigate the desperation wave, and why knowledge beats supplies every time. Welcome to Crisis Horizon, where we prepare you for the scenarios no one wants to think about, but everyone should understand. If you're serious about preparedness, hit that like button and subscribe. The disaster itself isn't what kills most people. It's the 30 to 60 days that follow. As desperation peaks and social order breaks down, the unprepared become dangerous, and even the well-stocked can make fatal mistakes. The moment you realize this isn't a temporary power outage, you enter the information vacuum. Communications are down. Uncertainty reigns. Your first decision, whether to venture out or lock down, can determine your fate. Those who rush out to investigate have a 70% higher casualty rate than those who lock down immediately. The gray man protocol is about systematic assessment. Within the first hour, test your landline, cell phone, internet, and radio. Document what works. This tells you the scope of the disaster. Check your utilities, turn on a faucet, test your gas stove, try light switches. You're not using these resources yet, just understanding what's available. Do perimeter reconnaissance from inside your home. Watch neighbors through windows. Note who's leaving, who's panicking, who's forming groups. This intelligence gathering happens from safety. Within 24 hours, calculate your water burn rate, 1 gallon per person per day minimum for drinking, plus more for cooking and hygiene. Identify alternative sources. Your water heater holds 30 to 50 gallons. Toilet tanks contain clean water. Ice cubes in your freezer count. Set up precipitation collection, even a tarp angled into a bucket. For food, prioritize high-calorie items needing no preparation. Peanut butter, nuts, dried fruits, canned goods you can eat cold. Create a rationing schedule immediately, even with plenty of supplies. Once you've eaten something, you can't uneat it. Security is about deterrence and early warning. Set up motion-activated devices, battery-powered alarms at entry points, simple noise traps. Know if someone's trying to get in before they succeed. Establish routines immediately. Sleep schedules, watch rotations, meal times. Routines preserve mental health and operational effectiveness. By day 2, patterns emerge. There's the denial group, acting like everything's normal, burning through resources at normal rates. They become desperate first around day 5 to 7. The panic group rushed stores on day 1, grabbed whatever they could, but had no plan. They become dangerous around day 7 to 10 when supplies run low. The quiet preparers are barely visible. Their homes look ordinary. They're potential allies, but also resource competitors. Establish simple communication protocols with trusted neighbors. A colored cloth in a window means I'm okay. A different signal means I need help. Share critical information without revealing your capabilities. Never let anyone know your true resource level. The desperation wave runs from days 4 through 14. Days 4 through 7, organized looting begins. Groups systematically go through abandoned buildings, looking for easy targets, avoiding confrontation when possible. Days 8 through 12, house-to-house searches escalate. Groups become bolder, checking occupant homes, knocking on doors, demanding to know what people have. Days 10 through 14, violence against prepared families starts. Groups realize some people have resources and are willing to use force. This is the deadliest window. Your strategy is beneficial invisibility. Appear to have fewer resources than you do. Leave empty cans visible in trash. Keep your refrigerator door open and clearly empty if visible through windows. Look like you've already been picked over. Prepare for systematic searches. Have a small cache ready to show. Some canned goods, a few bottles of water, just enough to seem cooperative but struggling. Your real supplies are in multiple hiding places. False bottoms in cabinets, buried containers, supplies hidden in walls. Create at least 3 separate caches. As violence escalates, supplement invisibility with credible deterrence. Motion-activated lights on batteries. A camera, even if not recording. Alarm stickers on windows. Make your property appear harder to target than the next house without looking so secure you must have valuables. Around day 15, the Great Migration begins. People realize help isn't coming. Urban areas see up to 90% population reduction. Suburban areas stabilize around 60%. Rural areas might see increases as refugees flee cities. Migration waves are dangerous but also represent opportunity. Desperate people pass through, but they bring news, skilled individuals, and chances to strengthen your community. Monitor migration routes from a distance. Look for families showing organization and cooperation. Watch for people with useful skills. Develop criteria for who to engage and who to avoid. A family with children, potential allies. A group of aggressive young men taking from others, avoid completely.
Fighting alone with a stockpile isn't a long-term strategy. Leverage your assets for beneficial relationships. Water purification capability is leverage. Medical skills are leverage. Seeds and agricultural knowledge are leverage. By day 30, survivors are predators or potential allies. The most successful form or join cooperative groups between days 20 and 40. Wait longer and you risk exclusion or vulnerability. Before joining any community, vet them. First, examine their resource contribution model. Is it mutual aid or extraction? Stable groups support vulnerable members. Second, look at leadership structure. Avoid groups with no leadership or absolute power. You want clear authority with accountability. Third, examine their security philosophy. Defensive groups with ethical boundaries are ideal. Aggressive raiders will turn on their own. Purely passive groups will be overrun. Fourth, assess their growth strategy. Are they developing renewable systems, gardens, livestock, water purification, education for children? Finally, understand their exit policy. Can members leave peacefully? If leaving means death, you're looking at a gang, not a community. Integration is about becoming indispensable by solving problems, not just contributing resources. Fix their water filtration, treat infections, teach food preservation, organize security effectively. Cross-train in multiple areas. Learn medical care, security, food production, technical repair. Build relationships, participate in decisions, invest in the community's success. Around day 45 to 60, stored resources deplete. This is the critical skills transition. Up until now, survival was about consuming what you stored. From this point forward, survival depends on creating, cooperating, and taking calculated risks. Production activities require exposure. You can't grow food without being outside. You can't trade without meeting people. You can't build without making noise. Form cooperative security networks. Choose partners with complementary skills and proven reliability. Set up communication systems, create patrol schedules, establish response protocols, distribute production activities across properties. Between day 70 and 85, your production should exceed consumption. Families reaching this point by day 80 have a 90% long-term survival rate. Those who don't have only a 15% chance past 6 months. Focus on high-yield food sources. Microgreens grow in days, rabbits reproduce quickly, fish in aquaponic systems provide protein while fertilizing plants. Value-added production multiplies resources. Raw milk becomes cheese. Fresh vegetables become preserved foods. Plants become herbal medicines. Trade services, not just goods. Medical care, repair work, teaching, security services are infinitely renewable. You can provide the same service tomorrow. You can't give away the same can of food twice. Integrated resource systems multiply efficiency. Rabbit manure fertilizes gardens. Food scraps feed fish or chickens. Their waste fertilizes plants. These closed-loop systems separate sustainable survival from slow starvation. By day 85, conduct a sustainability audit. Can you produce enough food, water, and energy? Do you have backup expertise in critical skills? Are threats increasing or decreasing? Are you indispensable to your community? Are your systems maintainable long-term? Based on this audit, make critical decisions about whether to stay or relocate, whether to remain with your current community, whether to adjust production strategies, and how to manage risks. Here's the paradigm shift. Knowledge is more valuable than supplies. A family with a year's food but no production knowledge becomes a target and eventually starves. A family with basic supplies and extensive knowledge becomes the foundation of survival. If you have 10,000 rounds of ammunition but don't know conflict de-escalation, you'll use that ammunition or someone will take it. If you have 5,000 pounds of food but don't know how to grow more, you're postponing starvation. But if you know how to purify water, grow food, preserve harvests, treat illness, and solve problems, you can survive almost anywhere. The 3 tiers of survival skills work like a pyramid. Tier 1 is immediate production, water sourcing and purification, food preservation through fermentation, smoking, and drying, medical care beyond first aid, security skills including threat assessment and de-escalation. Tier 2 is resource multiplication, agriculture with soil health and seed saving, manufacturing and repair of tools and essential items, trade and economics, knowledge transfer through teaching. Tier 3 is long-term rebuilding, construction and engineering for sustainable infrastructure, advanced medical knowledge, leadership and governance for conflict resolution. Traditional skills have a cascading effect. Learning to preserve meat leads to sourcing salt, which leads to trade relationships, which leads to community connections, which leads to mutual defense. One skill opens doors to 10 others. Supplies are linear, skills are exponential. History teaches us valuable lessons. During the siege of Leningrad, survival depended on sustainable resource acquisition and social networks, not initial supplies. Survivors developed ongoing resource systems, maintained hygiene despite impossible conditions, created manufacturing from scraps, and built information networks. In the Argentine economic collapse, maintaining normal appearances was crucial. Desperate people became targets. Practical skills mattered more than money. Trusted social networks mattered more than credentials. After Hurricane Katrina, social order broke down within days. Survivors had multiple evacuation routes planned, maintained self-reliant systems instead of depending on government, and had relationships outside the disaster zone.
Common factors across scenarios: resource diversity with multiple sources, skill accumulation where ability trumped supplies, social network maintenance because isolation lowered survival rates, and psychological adaptability to new realities. By day 85, if you've done everything right, you're not waiting for rescue. You're not hoping things go back. You're building a sustainable life in a changed world. Becoming indispensable isn't optional, it's survival strategy. Be valuable in multiple ways. Solve problems others can't. Generate resources others need. Teach skills others lack. Identify unmet community needs and become the solution. Leadership means being someone others want to follow. Lead by example. Teach willingly. Resolve conflicts fairly. Create training programs, written manuals, apprenticeship systems. When someone with critical knowledge dies, that knowledge should live on in 3 people they trained. Psychological resilience is about finding meaning and purpose. Survivors who thrive become teachers, healers, organizers, builders. They contribute to something larger than their own survival. People who have purpose protect their mental health, which protects their physical survival. Maintain social connections. Isolation is a death sentence. Use mental health management techniques, meditation, exercise, creative expression, humor. Maintain hope through realistic optimism and long-term goals based on your ability to adapt. The preparedness paradox is real. The better prepared you are, the less likely you need that preparation. Well-prepared communities recover faster. Well-prepared individuals avoid dangerous situations. But being unprepared means even minor disruptions can be life-threatening. What should you do with this information? Start with an honest assessment of your current preparedness. Focus on skill development in multiple areas: water purification, food preservation, basic medical care, gardening, repair skills. Build local networks before you need them. Get to know neighbors. Identify people with valuable skills. Create mutual aid relationships. Develop alternative communication methods. Cross-train in multiple skill areas. Don't just be good at one thing. Be competent at 5, proficient at 2. Create physical knowledge libraries, printed books and manuals that don't require electricity. Practice scenarios. Run through what you do in the first 72 hours. Shift your mindset from survivor to builder. Don't just think about surviving. Think about how you'd help your community thrive. What skills could you teach? What problems could you solve? What systems could you create? Survival in societal collapse isn't about stockpiling supplies. It's about mastering knowledge, skills, and relationships. The first 90 days are critical, but the goal isn't just surviving them. The goal is becoming the kind of person who helps their community thrive. The most successful survivors aren't hiding in bunkers with a decade of food. They're the ones with knowledge others need, skills others lack, and the wisdom to build rather than just defend. They're the teachers, healers, organizers, problem solvers. If this video changed how you think about preparedness, subscribe to Crisis Horizon. Drop a comment telling us which phase surprised you most: the desperation wave, the migration period, the resource regeneration curve. The best time to prepare was yesterday. The second best time is right now. The survivors aren't the ones with the most. They're the ones who know the most and contribute the most. Which kind of person will you be?